Welcome to this week's episode of A Little Goes a Long Way, where we try to give you just a little bit of content that maybe will help you go a long way. So we have our siblings edition of our student phone call. So let's go see what siblings we have this week.
Who are you and what grade are you guys in?
Okay. Hi, I'm Jack, and I'm a senior.
There you go.
I'm Steven, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Aria, I'm a junior.
I'm Nadia, I'm a freshman.
See what I did there? I got a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, and a senior.
Oh,
I did not, but I didn't plan it out.
You could stay.
That's right. That's right. But we all know the facts that that's just not true. What is something that your family has done that you think is the funnest thing you've done since all of this started?
Done.
Oh, okay. Okay, so there is something cool. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like exciting, but we do this hymn singing every week all together.
As a family?
As a family, yes.
That's cool. Neil, ladies, did you come up with anything?
Okay, we have our daily scream session, I guess you could say. So we just all have a moment where we release stress and just scream. And it's pretty great.
Everyone?
Everyone, yeah.
Don't rat your mom out necessarily in this one, since Mother's Day is coming up.
Right.
But what is the worst meal that has been prepared in your home since quarantine?
Well, no, the kids have been cooking.
Okay, well, to be honest, most of us kids have been cooking because my mom was like, you know what, you guys are going to do meal planning for us. And so, I mean, I know my week, not everything went to plan.
I made very undercooked mac and cheese.
Ugh.
Oh,
Steven.
yeah. It wasn't amazing. If we're talking about what our mom has cooked, the thing is, I have never really had a meal that I've despised that my mom has made.
There it is.
I love literally everything she makes. And the worst thing that's happened is when she doesn't make the dinner
There you go.
meal. And that's when I'm sad. So
What is an encouraging thing that either your family has done or your family has seen maybe another family do?
Our family put things we're thankful for on sticky notes and put them on the wall. And it was really encouraging to read all of them and see things that we didn't think about all the time. So that was encouraging.
Like Steven, you would have written something maybe about Jack and put it on the wall, and then he would have read it. In theory.
In theory.
yes. I don't know if you would put a sticky note about me, but yes, in theory.
We did something similar to that. So we have an ongoing list on the wall of just things that
How we've seen God move through quarantine 19. Wait, 20. Wait.
well,
COVID-19.
Quarantine 2020.
I'm sorry.
Game time.
Oh boy.
Okay. The first person to have this object for me to see wins.
Great.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
I need to see your toaster.
Right here.
Oh, they took it with them!
Shame on you!
She went and got the toaster.
That wasn't that bad.
Here's game number 2.
Oh, there's a second
You
game.
might need to. Oh, there's a second game. Since this is the sibling edition of the Zoom student call, we're gonna play a classic game of best of 3 rock, paper, scissors
Okay.
against your sibling. Here we go.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh.
Yay.
Hey.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yeah.
Darn it.
Ooh, Steven with the sweep.
Literally running through my mind is like, I know how to play this game. I know how to get in their mind, and I just lost both times.
Listen, there's zero strategy to winning rock, paper, scissors.
There has to be some strategy.
There's no strategy. Okay, here we go, Neil girls. You're up.
I'm not letting. Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Darn. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Darn it!
Oh, man.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that phone call with those siblings. I know that I did, and it was a lot of fun. But here's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna do our leader segment. It's just gonna look a little bit different. I actually did a phone call with two of our junior high leaders, Megan and Jared, and they got married a couple of weeks ago. And let's learn about the experience that they had getting married virtually during COVID-19.
So you got married what day?
March 24th. It was a Tuesday.
That's just that alone. Like it was.
It was a Tuesday.
What was the original?
April 4th.
Because I remember Jared, we talked one time, and it was supposed to actually be at the vineyard down the road here for me, and then that fell through, and then you got another place, and then this all happened. So that's crazy. So how was the experience of having to set up a virtual wedding?
We decided Monday afternoon, the day before, that we were going to get married the next day. Because Holcomb put in the stay-at-home order, and we wanted to abide by the state's regulations and still invite family. So we had probably like 18 people at the home that we got married in. And so we literally, for the next less than 24 hours, put together this wedding, figured out what's going to go down, how it's going to go down. The whole thing was very unrehearsed as well.
Right.
We didn't have a rehearsal. I've seen enough weddings to know the gist of what happens. But we got married and we're like, what's next? Yeah.
I think prior to the wedding we had, there were a lot of tears and just a lot of nights, and it was just like there's just like one night we're gonna get married next weekend, the next day 6 hours later we're getting married. 10 we're sticking to April 4th, 6 hours after that we're getting married tomorrow, 6 hours after that we're getting married in a week.
Yeah,
it just was so,
the whole month of March was just crazy.
And why do quarantine alone when you can do it together?
Exactly. It has made this a lot better.
It has a lot. It was very parsed down. None of my family were there.
Wow.
It's just my parents and my brother and some friends.
Yeah, the bridal party essentially.
The whole day was perfect, even though it wasn't what we expected. But it just, I don't know, just in the back of my mind, I was thinking that it felt so right at the same time. Like, it felt like this was like supposed to happen. I don't know why, but I don't know, everything felt right the way it was going. And
what would you say was the best part of the day?
I think my favorite part about the ceremony, maybe not very favorite, but like the funniest part about the ceremony is that we had a foot washing ceremony during our ceremony, but we hadn't rehearsed. So we get to the point where I'm supposed to wash Megan's feet, and it's like, where's the water?
There's no water. So just like in the middle of the ceremony, I think Mary walks up with some water.
And then after that, we got done, and we're like,
what's
are
next?
we really gonna make people wait while we put our shoes back on? And we were like, no. So we just, the rest of the ceremony we went barefoot.
There you go.
So we had our first dance barefoot.
All of our pictures, he's barefoot. It's fine. I think when I met my dad at the stairs, I walked down the stairs and I didn't expect him to cry. And so you like the progression of like the photos, you see my face being like happy to like me starting to cry because I see him crying. But it was a really special moment, and still very thankful that my dad was able to walk me down the world's shortest aisle. I think it was maybe like 5 feet.
So what was the hardest part of the whole thing, would you say?
I think for me, it was just the beginning of it, realizing like, I think every day there was something new and something different that was happening regarding our wedding. Like these people aren't coming anymore. These people aren't coming anymore. This probably isn't happening. Can't do our venue. It was just every day there was something new that was like crushing. And I got to the point that I was like, I don't even care what it looks like anymore. Like, I'm just ready to get married.
Yep.
It's just like us two and the officiant. Like,
I think to echo off of that somewhat, like for me personally, probably the hardest part was watching Megan go through that, because I'm like, I want to help, but like, I don't want to make it for you, because this is honestly something I think that you've dreamed about more. And this is something that's more like what you want it to be. Like, that's what it needs to be. But for me, it's just keeping to encouraging Megan, keeping your spirit up. But it came down to a realization of, okay, what were our expectations for this wedding going into, and what's realistic, and like, it's okay that we're not getting these expectations. That's not the point. It's not the point of what we came in for. Really, I mean, it would be great, it'd be nice, but like, you know, we're there to honor God. We're there to just get married, and I think there is a fine line there in wanting that celebratory, wanting people there, keeping people safe, and then honoring God. And so it was just very, very chaotic, just picking a date and sticking to it, because, you know, there was that attitude of, we want to just get it over with and get married and honor God, and then, but we also want to honor our family and our friends, and we want to give people time to come or not come and let us know. So
what has been the thing that you have learned, so Megan about Jared and Jared about Megan, that you didn't know prior to marriage?
Okay, Megan has to eat yogurt with a small spoon.
Has to eat yogurt with a small spoon.
Those small containers of yogurt, you don't get a big spoon for that. It barely fits in the... What? I don't know.
What annoys you about Jared? What's one thing?
The way he loads a dishwasher.
Really?
There it is. See? Look at that. Perfect.
He just piles things in there. There's no organization.
So, lastly, we've been doing this thing called frustrations, and we've heard from two of our seniors, but we thought it might be a cool idea to actually hear from an 8th grader on kind of what they're feeling. So here's what one of our 8th graders has to say about maybe just feeling a little bit of frustration. They say this: some frustrating things right now for me are not being able to go to our 8th grade dance. I was really looking forward to spending the rest of the year with my friends at the dance. And technically, I won't be able to see my friends outside of school ever again because I'm changing schools from Carmel and going to the Masters. Now, I can't imagine my 8th grade year and having to not only change schools going into freshman year, but then also to think like, I thought maybe I'd get to finish my school year with those friends and kind of get to say my goodbyes. And goodbyes is kind of actually something that's been a little bit different during the COVID season. Some people have lost loved ones and they don't get to have this normal goodbye that they would have. Some people won't get to see friends for a really long time because they haven't had that formal goodbye that they thought that they were going to have. I know for me, even just when you have to wave at somebody as opposed to maybe even just giving them a hug. And so I don't know what it might be for you on what a goodbye looks like, but just for me, it seems like goodbyes have completely changed over the past 2 months. Well, friends, there you go. Another week. We heard from some students. We heard from some leaders. We heard a frustrating thing that's happening. But I think from Megan and Jared, the other thing that we heard was an encouragement. You know, their plans got ripped upside down and flipped over. And yet I heard Jared say, the end of the day, it was to honor God. And so I hope that that's what you're doing with this time, that you're honoring and glorifying the Lord through all the situations that are happening. So from me, I want to say, see you later. Can't wait to see you. I miss you. And here's 2 other leaders that feel the same way.
Hey College Park students, this is Missy. Shout out to all the 8th grade girls. I miss you guys. I miss playing 9 Square and praying with you guys, but I hope your week is going well.
Hey students, just wanted to send you a quick little note sharing how much I truly miss seeing you guys. And in true Jake Brothers fashion, I've decided to write a little jingle to express just how much I miss you. miss you. Oh, how I miss you right now. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. Love you all.